Good afternoon, everybody. It's Dan Hussey with AUDUSD.com. Giving you a European session recap here. Beginning with the S&P 500. Pretty simple today. We got our 36 targets. Those targets were the 75s. Let's move out to our daily chart. You can see that extension long that traded to its target. Give me a second here. Okay. Same anchor new. We defended that 61.8 level at the 1394s when we've hit the negative 23% targets at 1436. Same anchor, new highs now, has the next daily extension long down at the 1406s. 1406 halves, actually. You know, this is basically now a broken resistance zone, right? We had a lot of resistance in this area. Coming back down to test it as support would only make sense. So I don't know if this market will run too much further. It could. It's got room all the way up to 1480s. We have a larger time frame target from the 1283s. And then, of course, the big weekly or monthly target at up at 1510. So this market has plenty of room to the upside. The question is, how is it going to get there? I favor, a little bit of a pullback here. We can get long and then go. Back to our 15-minute chart, there is a 15-minute measured move extension long drawn from our 1414s to highs. This comes out at 1426. So I have 1426 support, 1406 support. Other than that, I'm on my hands. Going to the micros today, we have yet to fill our gap at a 1431 this morning, and we seem to be flagging inside of the micro that has traded once, twice, 3 times to target. Is now in its third time, this consolidated wedge, and that's at 1423 to highs. The 1426s are just a little bit below, so I'm, again, like we've been all summer, it's been a game of find the support and get long on the S&Ps. Again, 1510 targets are coming up next. 1480, then 1510s. And there's literally nothing in the way of this market heading higher. The Aussie yen. Still anticipating and looking for the full halfway back at 80.75s. I do not like seeing that our full halfway back short has actually gotten participation here. It's not only gotten participation, but this daily candle kind of looks pretty ugly for the Aussie. So we have to break our series in shorts. I'm sorry, this looks kind of junky, but it's the full short here has traded and is more than gotten free. Now that we are almost, well, I guess we're only 50 pips off the high. The full halfway back is at the 80.70s. Let's look at a 5-minute chart. Sorry, I'm going fast here. I have to get out of here. There will be a nicey update too, though. Off the highs, we've held extension shorts once to target, twice to target. Same anchor, new lows comes in at an 81.30. Also watching for the full halfway back short to hold at the 81.40s. The Aussie yen is really in shorts here. It's not in a long. Shorts are valid until they fail. If they fail and we are still inside that full halfway back long, or potentially at its 61 between its 50 and 61.8, I will be looking to get long the Aussie yen. But this could potentially be telling us that maybe there is going to be a bigger downside move and risk appetite here going into the near future. The Aussie US dollar. We'll move into the euros here in a moment. Daily perspective, we have traded pretty much straight up into a full halfway back short. We are in long still, however, off the lows. Unlike the Aussie yen, which has broken its longs up off the lows, the Aussie dollar has not. This is one instance where I have anticipated and we talked about how the fall is going to become a US dollar move in the currency markets, and that's what we're seeing play out. You're seeing Aussie dollar up, Euro dollar up, Aussie yen down, obviously getting some of that yen strength coming out of this market. You're seeing the dollar yen falling. That strength is moving out of the dollar and into the yen as the carry trade is beginning to unwind versus the yen. while the S&Ps head higher. So there's a lot of divergence there between the carry trade and the S&Ps and the indices and risk appetite, but it's clearly starting to become a game of selling the US dollar. And in my opinion, this is exactly how the currency market is pricing in quantitative easing round 3 in the US. It's sell the dollar, buy stocks. The same trade that has been going on for years now is remaining tried and true. The support level we have bounced from in the Aussie dollar is in fact a long, as well as it is it is in the Aussie yen. So we've traded these larger longs before the shorts. It's pretty much the same level. It's this extension long that's traded once to target, twice to target, and now a third time same anchor new highs. And it's marked by our June 1st to June 4th high, the highs of the first pullback after we broke our shorts. Way back when, and we've been in an uptrend since then. I don't want to fight daily candles that look like this. These are the types of moves that start your big legs up. Pretty soon you will get that downside. The question is when. Moving to a 5-minute chart, we are in very clear extension longs that are pressing us up into this short, this full halfway back short off the highs. The longs are drawn from a 0347 to highs. Same anchor, new high now. Has us in a potentially in a pullback to the 10370s. Whenever that pullback happens, it's that anchor to highs. I want to look at the Euro Aussie before the Euro dollar. From a daily perspective, the Euro Aussie is in its big daily short. It traded it a couple days ago and has now put in what a lot of people are going to start looking for is this head and shoulders pattern, where you have left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. I don't know why I've never considered using the pen. I'm sorry. Doesn't seem to be working. Nor is the highlighter. Anyway. Sorry. Okay, anyway. It is also now holding off of the high a 50% halfway back short. Let's bring up the daily chart so we can see this full short in play. The full short is the exact same level that we're looking at, a similar level that we're looking at. In other words, the May highs down to our August, July lows in the euro. This full short, we traded straight up into it. That's not a good look for the euro here. It was a great short squeeze, but we'll see what happens up here. We are still in extension longs, however, that did technically trade before this halfway back short traded off the highs. However, we can't ignore that we are finding resistance and we are respecting this level in the Aussie. Euro Aussie. So I'm bullish above, bearish below, 122 even. Below there, this short will have gotten plenty of room, and we will be holding shorts off the high. So that's kind of something we need to consider. This doesn't necessarily mean, though, that the Euro US dollar will collapse, even though it too is now in, and let's take a step back and look at our daily chart, 20 years daily. We're still in this full halfway back short, which is the daily short, the next in the series, as our prior short made it to its target. This big daily short we're in from the 2760s now has a downside target of 117. We could go there and still be in the big long. It would also be the completion of a larger correction, in my opinion, if it does go there. I'm not saying it does, but there is the potential for it. We are still, however, in longs, and we'll look at this in the NYSE recap a little bit more. We're still very much in valid measured move longs off the highs. There are two pullback levels I'm watching. and they are the 126, 126, 38, 40 highs from August 31st to new highs, extension long. That comes in at a 2720-ish level. I'm going to give the long side a shot there. There is also, now we need to go out to the hourly chart, an hourly pullback. The full halfway back, by the way, is at 2420 now. Okay. All right. So what I'm looking at now is we had a full halfway back long that blew through its targets. In other words, once the targets were filled, we never pulled into the next in the series long. We have an extension level that I will participate at the 126.26s. That is a huge, important level. The target of that trade can take us up into testing the 61.8 line. There's going to be a pullback. The short is probably going to get free, okay? There's going to be a pullback, and it's going to be a question if these extensions can pick this market up and break this short. That's going to be incredibly important because coming off this short, the full halfway back long would be in jeopardy if these extensions do not hold. So we're going to watch this very closely going into the next few sessions. But a pullback in the euro is very likely now. From a 5-minute perspective, we have actually broken the micro longs. Okay, we have broken micro longs. We had a brand new extension micro, same anchor new highs broke, and after breaking, the market has actually traded a micro short now off the high. Let's see if it gets free. Okay, or it has gotten free. Let's see if it gets to target and begins a micro short trend off the highs, taking us down into, and a short trend we can watch for a break into support levels that we can participate on the reversal setup if it occurs. Okay, so the markets are trending very well. They're being highly technical now and going into this fall, and it's pretty clear that our summer trading has ended. The clean measured moves have begun, and it's going to be a question now of which trend prevails to take us into the rest of fall. We are obviously looking for the long side considering the moves we have seen, but we can now kind of build into our utility belt and understand where we are on the trend in every single time frame. Like the euro, it's in a micro short and a potential daily short, but it is in hourly and weekly and monthly longs, so 15 minutes as well. So we're going to have to really stay vigilant in tracking this stuff. Lastly, let's go ahead and look at the euro yen. I have not looked at this in a little while, by a little while I mean like since yesterday. So the chart does need some updating, but give me a moment here. So let's go back and let's look at the daily. Sorry, let me try to remove most of these drawings and we can kind of start fresh. These larger time frame ones have not changed. However, there was a kind of a dirty extension. Okay, a dirty extension short, which has traded a second time here. It never really got its 93.50 targets. Okay, there's also above us at the 103s the next daily short, which is the equivalent of the one we're trading on the euro Aussie and the euro dollar. So euro yen is saying to us, maybe I'm not done to the upside. Let's move down to the 15-minute chart. I'm sorry, hourly chart first. The euro yen traded its full 50% long after breaking a short, an hourly short. It then flagged inside of an extension long that traded once, or that traded, excuse me, once, where was it? Here it was. Traded once the target, 2 times the target, and then blew out of targets. Okay, it blew out of its targets. We then held a brand new extension and have traded back down into it and are now holding this extension long in the euro yen. There is a valid extension pullback from the full halfway back long to highs, just like on the euro. So I have euro yen at support, 99.80s, then a 99.15, and below that it's the full, obviously the full halfway back long, which I'm not going to draw up yet because we are technically still potentially in this short. Okay, second test of this short though. All right, so seeing maybe potential support here, but then again, the potential for a nearly 100 pip, sorry, an 85 pip downside move, as the euro yen also has traded a short off of its high. So lots to watch, lots to pay attention to. I'm very happy we got our longs on. We took them off, and now we can let the market pull back, consolidate, and we can react to price action rather than jumping right back in on the trade. So, all right, everybody, have a great rest of your day, Friday, and I'll be back with you closer to the close for our NYSE session recap, and our NYSE session recap, as well as doing our gap analysis on the S&Ps, the Euro, and the Aussie. So have a great rest of your day, everybody. I'll be back with you as price action develops.